So my dear friends, I give you a warm welcome in this video. So today I have come to you with a topic that is Buddhism. Today Buddhism is the widespread religion in across the world. It has become very famous because of its philosophical idea and also its impact in across the world. So today people are accepting Buddhism. So let us try to know its philosophical idea and also its origination, how this Buddhism was originated. So before discussing about the philosophical idea of Buddhism, let us try to know something about its founder and his background. You know, this Buddhism was founded by Gautama Buddha, and he was born in the year 564 BC in Lumbini, and his parents' name was Siddhartha and Mahadevi. So let us try to know how the life of Buddhism, how the life of Buddha was. So the story goes like this. You know, one day Mahadevi fell asleep and she dreamed, and in her dream, you know, she saw an elephant coming to her, and that elephant entered in her womb. The moment the elephant entered in her womb, she was pregnant, means she conceived a child, and it was Buddha himself, it was Siddhartha himself. So she was belonging to king family. She had married Siddhartha, and therefore Siddhartha was the king of those days. Since she married with him, Siddhartha, you know, everything was available for her. So one day she thought of going her father's house, because it is known that every pregnant woman desires to go her father's house. In the same way, Mahadevi also, when she was pregnant, she also wanted to go her father's house. So when she told her husband Siddhartha that she wants to go her father's house, then King Siddhartha made available everything for her journey. Then one day Mahadevi, she left the palace and she started journeying towards her father's house. So when she was going, she reached the place named, you know, Lumbini. So there she saw a beautiful grove where there are varieties of trees. So she was so much attracted by that grove, and therefore she wanted to get down from her chariot. So she thought of taking rest on that particular grove in Lumbini. So she got down, and just for few hours she wanted to take rest there. So what happened at that time? You know, she felt like the trees are welcoming her. So the scene was so wonderful for her. It was so nice, and therefore she wanted to take rest. So she got down and just, you know, on the she was looking the beautiful scene of that grove. So suddenly she felt of giving birth. So she gave birth Buddha there. And then after giving birth Buddha, it is said that she did not remain till long year, but just after the birth of Buddha, after few days she died. So when she gave birth, she returned to her own house, her husband's house. She did not go her father's house, but she returned back. So when she returned, she named the child Siddhartha. So The childhood name of Gautam Buddha was Siddhartha, and its mean Siddha means achieved and Artha means goal, the one who has achieved goal, or in other words we can say every wish is fulfilled. So that is the meaning of Siddhartha. So as I said that when she gave birth, after few days of the birth of Buddha, she died. Then after that, Buddha was brought up under the guidance of Mahadevi's sister. Means Buddha was brought up under his own Mosi, and she was Gautami. So she took care of Gautam Buddha, and what happened one day, his father Siddharthanath called the sages, the great teacher of those days, wise men. So these sages came and they predicted about the child that the child will become great warrior, will become great king if he remains inside the palace, or if the child will remain outside of the palace, then the child will become wanderer. He will become a great teacher. He will be teaching the people. So this prediction was made by the sages. So some other day, after few days, one more sage came, and he was Asiti. So Asiti came to visit the palace, the king, and that sage also made prediction about the child that he is going to be a wanderer. He is going to be a great teacher. His father was not happy. It was a great shock for him because he was belonging to king family, and therefore he also wanted his own child to be a king and to rule all over the world. So that was the opinion of Siddhartha's father. So when he heard that he is going to be a wanderer, he is going to be a teacher of the people, then he was not happy, and therefore he made available everything for Siddhartha, because his main thought was to make his son a great king who can dominate all over the world, who can dominate whole world, and therefore he did not want his son to be wanderer, and he made available everything inside the palace so that the Siddhartha may get skills, and also he can develop skills so that he may be a good warrior, he may be a good king. So everything was available for him inside the palace. He was on the process of training of king. So when he grew up at that time, his father married him. So Siddhartha got married with Yasodhara, and after a few years Yasodhara gave birth to Rahul. So one day what happened, Siddhartha along with his charioteer went out. So when he went out of the palace along with his charioteer, he saw a wonderful scene for him, and that was very, very shocking for him. So when he went out, he saw a man who was old. Somehow he was standing and shivering. Somehow he was standing with shivering. So he saw this event, he saw this man who was old. Then again he proceeded ahead, and then he found a man who was sick. No one was there. He was lying down on the ground. No one was taking care of him. So that also shocking for him, and that touched him very deeply. Then again he moved ahead. Then he saw people carrying the dead body for burning. So that was again great shock for him, because he had never seen such kind of death in his life. Then again he moved ahead. Then he found a man dressed with saffron cloth and sitting in the posture of meditation. So again he thought, what is this? So all this event that he saw on that particular day, that was great shock for him. It really touched his mind and heart, And then he thought, I had never seen such kind of things inside the palace, but things are like this, the realities are like this. Then he started questioning himself, what is death, what is old, and what is sick. So all these things kept him trouble. All these things kept him in trouble. So that kept him bothering all the times. And he started looking for the answer of all this. Why people have suffering? Why people get old? Why people get sick? Why people die? So all these things kept him bothering in his life. So he was not happy all the times. He was thinking of this and he was looking for the truth of all this. What could be the reason? So inside the palace, when he went back, when he saw all this event, he went back his palace and he did not remain happily, because all these things, the event that he had seen outside of the palace, that kept him bothering. So one day he decided to go out to look for the truth. What could be the reason? So along with his charioteer, again he went at night. He left his wife, he left his father, he left his stepmother, and even he left his own son. And along with his charioteer, he went out, and he had his own sword. He took it out and he cut his hair, and then he told his charioteer, whose name was Chandoga, you go house. Now you go back to house. I am not coming back again. Now I am looking for the truth. Now I am looking for the reality of this world. I am looking for how to end pains and suffering of the people. I would like to know the answer of it, and therefore I left everything. Now you go home. So he told his charioteer Chandoga. So he went home, and then this man, he moved forward to look for his answer. So in that way, he kept on moving. He went various places, and then he found many teachers in his life, but all the teachers did not help him to find out his own answer that he was looking for. So this man went various places, he moved place to place, and then finally he came on the bank of river Niranjan. He sat under the peepal tree and he thought, unless I get the answer of all these questions that I have, I'm not going to open my eyes. This man sat continuously day and night till he got the enlightenment, till he got the answers of all his questions. Then finally he got enlightenment. He became awakened, and then he found the answers of all the questions that he had. And there he found the Four Noble Truths in his life. And then this man got the answers of all his questions. He went, and 5 disciples of Ramaputra followed him. So first time he preached his teaching to his 5 disciples in the place that is called Sarnath. So in that way, he increased his teaching everywhere. He spread it everywhere. People started following him. Even the king also started following his teaching. And then this man, finally he died. He received Nirvana in Kushinagar in the year 468. So this is the life story of Gautam Buddha. And one more thing, that when he received enlightenment, on that day onwards he was called Buddha. So this is the life story of Gautam Buddha.